What's up, everyone? It's Cameron from Surfboards.com. I'm sitting here at the end of December 2023, looking back on the year and looking ahead at sort of what our plan is for 2024. In this video, I'm going to go over our four main focuses for this next year and just kind of let you guys know what to expect coming down the pipeline. First big focus for 2024 is going to sort of piggyback off of 2023. We're looking to really increase our surfboard presence. We're surfboards.com, but up until this past year, we had never sold our own label of surfboards before. So looking into 2024, we are hoping to really expand on that surfboard business. Last year, our best-selling surfboards were the blue hibiscus color in both cases, and that was the 7-foot Ono hybrid, which is kind of a fun shape. It's in between a longboard and a shortboard. It's a great learning board. And then our 8-foot Ahi longboard. We aren't 100% sure why blue hibiscus really just blew everything else out of the water. We think the red's pretty. We really like the two camo colors, but people just really were drawn by that blue hibiscus. It could be a matter of it was just the first one they saw. They when we look at our Google advertising, or when we look at just like if you search for soft top surfboards, more often than not it's showing that blue hibiscus, which again we think is a beautiful color. But this coming year we're going to try to figure out what we can do to get people buying other colors as well, and see if we can't get some more boards in that blue hibiscus color. So 2024 big focus. We are looking to increase our surfboard presence, and you can expect to see a lot of that on social media, on YouTube, and hopefully just out in the wild. We've sold a lot of boards this holiday season, so expect to start seeing those Surfboards.com soft tops at a beach near you. Number two on our list is going to be trying to expand our social media presence a little bit in 2024. In 2022 and 2023, we had actually hired somebody to do some social media for us. We didn't end up really getting the kind of content we were hoping, but then again, we're a surfboard warehouse. It's not like we have Kardashian level appeal, but at the same time, we're just hoping to sort of expand our social media, interact with people the way that they'd like to be interacted with, and also advertising on social media. Anybody who owns their own business or website knows all too well that a big chunk of your money goes to advertising. Right now, most of that for us is done on Google. We do a lot of Google advertising, but we would really like to expand our Twitter, our Instagram, our Facebook advertising, and really just kind of take those to the next level. We've tried a bit with limited success, but we're really hoping that this coming year we can kind of get a foothold in social media and social media marketing. Next big one for 2024 is increasing our inventory. There are very few ways to grow a retail business or an e-commerce business that don't involve selling more things. And to sell more things, you just have to have more things to offer, simply. So each individual item, it's called a SKU, and the higher your SKU count gets, the more items you can sell. And when you can find those individual SKUs that sell really well, the better you can position yourself inventory wise, aka having enough to sell to everybody who wants one, the better your business is going to grow. So this past year we were a little bit flat, and that was by design. We didn't grow much. We were kind of unsure of what was going to happen this year economically, and frankly we're unsure of what's going to happen next year economically. But one thing that we say here often is, if you do nothing, nothing's going to happen. And not to say we had a nothing year, but we didn't have a whole lot of growth last year simply because we weren't buying in order to grow. We were saving our money and making sure that if things didn't go great, we were still well positioned to run the business well into whatever economic downturn we might experience. So number three for us is really just getting our inventory up, keeping new items, keeping the new season's items in, and making sure that everything that we have is appealing to the people that are shopping. So big deal for us, inventory in 2024. The third thing we're really trying to nail down in 2024 is advertising, and not just simply running ads for people, but how to advertise to people appropriately. Google does a great job of spending our ad money, and they do a good job of getting us sales in return. If you get online and you search for any number of apparel items, hats, sandals, sunglasses, we generally end up on that Google shopping feed because we have 50,000 items to sell. But that said, 50,000 items makes it a little difficult to really pinpoint your advertising. So, where I told you our big focus is on our surfboards and our social media, that is not where the majority of our budget for ads goes. In fact, it's where very little of it goes. The hope is we can find ways to advertise on places like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, all those social media places specifically for our surfboards, and less so just for the random apparel items. Now, of course, those apparel items, that's what keeps a business afloat. You can see all those bins behind me there. There's tons more over there. We have, 50,000 different items that we sell where we have 30 surfboards that we sell. So it makes sense that a bigger chunk goes to advertising a Dakine rack pad or a Billabong surf boot or a Oakley pair of sunglasses than it does going to our surfboards. But we really would like to figure out a way in 2024 to nail down advertising specifically for those boards. So, expect to see us on social media, expect to see us on your Google feed, and expect to see our boards at the beach. That's going to be a big one for us as well, is just getting the boards in the water and showing people how they do. So, third thing for us, 2024, is just figuring out how are we going to advertise those boards. The last big thing we're going to work on in 2024 is kind of the same thing we do every year, and that's taking a look at the previous years and just trying to figure out what did work. So, something that did work for us this year is the surfboard. So that's why it's number one. We're really going to double down and see if we can't make the surfboards work a lot better for us. In the same vein, you'll see us taking our number one selling brands, our number one selling products, and maybe trying to expand on that a little bit. If board shorts are just selling really, really well in 2023, well, we want to make sure in 2024 we've got maybe a couple more designs of board shorts available. We probably have 100 or more, but we just want to make sure those hot selling categories are available to people. It goes into the same line of thinking as the inventory, is that, if something's hot and you don't have it, it doesn't really matter if it's hot because you're not selling it. So our goal is to figure out what did really well in 23 and see if we can't double down, make it work really well in 24. Leading the charge will be our surfboards, but our number one brands, and I'll just name a few. This is not a definitive top list, but we love selling Dakine. I'm surrounded right now by Dakine that I received yesterday. I tried to keep it out of frame, but there's about 6 feet of boxes behind the camera just full of Dakine. So Dakine selling really well. Maybe next year our Dakine order will be a little bit better. Quicksilver selling great. Maybe next year our Quicksilver order is going to be better. Those, again, aren't specific to those brands. We love all the companies we work with. But if something works well for us, we want to make sure we're making it work well to the max and not just sort of saying, oh, well, that was great. We got 3 of those shirts and we sold them immediately. That's awesome. Well, next year we probably should have 30 of those shirts so we can sell those immediately. But that's kind of big picture. 2024, double down, find what works, and just really go for it. So that's our top 4 of just the things that we really want to focus on this coming year. Soft top surfboards, we love selling them and we love the idea of having them as Surfboards.com. And we've been really fortunate to have had a great reception from people with the surfboards. We're really trying to nail down that sort of beginner to intermediate surfer range. We understand that the top performing pro surfers or people who are competing week after week, they might not be as interested in a 8-foot soft top surfboard as the guy who is just learning to surf for the first time. But to our benefit, there are way more people who are learning to surf for the first time than there are professional surfers. So while we do recognize that there are, more professional boards out there, we're just trying to have wide mainstream appeal. We're trying to get as many people in the water with our boards as possible and just really sort of grow surfing. So our hope is that 2024, those boards take off. As far as social media and advertising goes, we can only try with those things. There's never a guarantee that it'll work. For every X amount of dollars spent on advertising, obviously you want to see a big multiplier in terms of purchases from people. As far as social media advertising goes, we have definitely not seen that yet. As far as just normal like Google advertising, that's been our bread and butter for 15 years. So going back to doubling down on what works, maybe that would tell us we need to just work harder on the Google advertising, or maybe it would tell us we just haven't found what works yet on the social media, on the YouTube, etc. So if you guys have any other sort of top things that a business should be focusing on, or top things that you should be looking back at your previous years to sort of analyze, we'd love to hear them. That's our plan for 2024, and we'd love to hear yours. Thanks, everybody.